Cool. What's up, y'all? What's up, good peeps? Get this thing cranked up in here. The Riot. Cool. What's up, y'all? Podcast. Hang on, we're going to share all this.
What up?
Share now. Ready?
I'm ready. Are you?
Well, I got to keep sharing this. Hold on. Share the page. Share this to the @Matt Moscona page. Stephen Miller, what's up, bruh? You want to say hi to Stephen?
Hey, Stephen. Appreciate Stephen, man. Stephen's he's on it. Like he's
Good
in
dude,
it.
bro.
He's in it.
He's
the guy.
Do you know the term P1?
That's him.
So in radio vernacular, P1, your P1 listeners are a group that are like every day, all day in like, boom. I mean, I could probably go over to his house, dog cuss him and his mom. He's still going to listen.
He's listening.
Like P1. Like, he's the king of the P1s. Let's see. Hold on. What am I doing? What was Fontenot doing?
He was doing the interview for the 30 for 30 thing.
Boom, 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 boom.
And he had a hard hat on all morning.
Why?
Because he just rides around town in a hard hat.
Why?
He works at for Arkell. And so his hair was all messed up.
Wait, hang on. Talk about this on the podcast.
Okay.
All right, we'll do that. Because I want you to talk about the 30 for 30 thing. Mm-hmm. That's really cool.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. All right, I shared it. Can you go retweet?
Yep.
Boom. Boom. Are we ready? Paul, you ready?
Paul, are you ready?
Ryan, are you ready?
Ryan, are you ready?
Ryan, are you ready?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Here we go. Let's go. Everyone, if you're watching already, please share. Please share this post on Facebook. Enormous help. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
This is the Riot Podcast with Matt Moscona and Ryan Theriot. One is an athlete, the other an athletic supporter. Follow the guys on Twitter @Matt Moscona and @RTheriot7. Here's Matt and Ryan.
All right, let's do it. Riot Podcast. I'm Matt. He's Ryan. Paul O'Neill is here as well. If you're watching live on the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge Facebook page, thank you. If you're watching at a later date or if you're listening, we appreciate you. Hey, buddy.
Hey, my friend.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic. So I want to talk some LSU baseball. Do Kick Rocks. We'll get to Ask Us a bit later as well. You are participating in a 30 for 30. Is that correct?
Yep.
Fill me in on this.
Yeah, man.
What's all the specs?
Well, you know, Skip is a legend,
Skip
obviously.
Bertman?
Yeah. I got a call about 4 or 5 months ago. One of the producers wanted to know if I would do the interview for the 30 for 30. I said yes. And he says, well, who in the area you think would be good? So I ran down my list of Rolodex, and then
Who'd you give?
Fontenot, Ronnie Rance, Wally Pontiff Sr., you know, just the guys that have been here for a long time, and Richard Lipsy, guys like that, you know, that Billy Guitro. Anyway, and so I offered up Traction for them to film, and so they are filming today, and it's been cool, man, to see some of those guys roll through and share some stories. And
So who's gone through already? So
we've had Pat Garrity, we've had Andy Galley, we've had Mike Fontenot. I saw Chad Auger as I was leaving.
Is Chad Auger in town?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
what a beauty.
Oh, giant too, by the way. If you shake his hand, it's not like a human hand.
Can I tell a Chad Auger story? Wait, you go. I'll come back to my Chad Auger story.
Go.
So when I was a kid, I'm talking like grade school, my dad and Chad Auger did some business stuff together. And on Fridays, they had these meetings. So like one Friday, I got picked up, and Chad was playing for the Indians at the time. He was in the show, and it was off season. And my dad picked me up from school, and I was sitting in the car. I'm like, I just want to go home, whatever. So I'm sitting in the car for like an hour. They're having this meeting, whatever. And then my dad walks out to the car and knocks on the window, and he points, and he's got Chad with him. He's like, you know who this is? And I'm being like all
Yeah.
P.O. tough guy little kid. I'm just like, shake my head like, yeah, and I wouldn't even say it, whatever. But Chad was like super nice to come out like to say hey, whatever. And I was a complete idiot kid, you know, like just showing it, like being an ass essentially. So maybe like a year later or something, run into Chad again. He's like, oh, yeah, I remember you. You kid who wouldn't get out the car. I was like, oh, dude, I'm so sorry about that. Anyway, super great guy. But, man, he would have been the World Series MVP in 1997.
Yes.
If, who was it? It was Mesa. It was José Mesa. Blew the save against the Marlins. Chad Auger won 2 games in that World Series. Like, he would have been the 1997 World Series MVP had José Mesa not blown that save. I mean, you wouldn't think about the legacy of being a World Series MVP and like how forever that is. How, you know, that's in perpetuity. That's immortal.
How many World Series have they had? Let's say 70.
Oh, it's more than that. Come on, man.
100.
Yeah,
I mean, did they start doing it? Let's say 130.
Okay.
There's only 130 of those guys.
Yeah.
It's a unique club, man. Yep, absolutely. So Chad was there. I saw him. So throughout the day, there's going to be, you know, LSU legends and personalities come through Traction.
That's awesome.
And do this thing for Skip, man. I'm fired up. It's going to be a really neat piece. So Fontenot shows up.
Yeah.
And, well, I've got a picture. I want to share this picture with you.
Okay.
And if you can get it up on the thing.
What you got?
On the TV. Can you do that?
Sure.
Okay. Hold on.
You might have to text it to me.
Yeah, I'm texting it to you. So Fontenot shows up. And he gets out and his hair's all
First
crazy.
World Series was in 1903. So 116 years?
Yeah, he would have been one of 116. Be pretty cool. So Fontenot shows up, hops out. He's had a hard hat on all day because he rides around in his truck with a hard hat on that says M. Fontenot on it and does nothing, drinks coffee. Then he eats lunch. Then he drinks water and he comes and hangs out at Traction. So, but his hair's all messed up. So he's like, bro, I got to get my hair fixed. And so he doesn't spit on his hand to fix his hair. He licks his hand.
Yeah.
As if he's like 3. Like, full lick on the hand to fix his hair.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
Why wouldn't he just get a water bottle and a comb or something? You have a shower at Traction. Just go, wet your hair.
There was a bathroom 5 steps away.
Yeah.
But he chose to lick
Just run your hand under the water and...
Something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, boy, Font.
But he did have that.
Way to keep it live.
He did have that going. That's what I sent to you.
You would have to text me. Did you email me that?
I texted to you.
You have to email. Well,
he's got great taco meat, like his chest hair, and he had his sunglasses pulled down a little bit, so his chest hair was poking out.
Why did you do the picture from the top? I'm going to send this, so we'll be able. I'll show all our audiences who are watching. It's a picture
gross.
It's a picture of Mike Fontenot.
Yeah.
His chest hair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the thing that happened IRL.
Yep.
All right, let's talk some LSU baseball. Wait, so do we know when the 30 for 30 is coming out?
I have no clue.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know the director?
No. I mean, I've got his phone number. I just don't know his name. I do the hey man type deal. Like, I don't know the guy's name.
You don't know the guy's name?
He called. We talked on the phone.
He hasn't said via text, hey, I'm Guy. I'm the producer of this 30 for 30?
Well, let me look. Hold on. No.
Awesome.
So I talked to him on the phone, and then we just started texting.
I love this, by the way.
So it's like hey dude,
yeah.
Hey man, like every time.
Hey, how are
yeah.
you? Why don't you just say, hey, what's your name, by the way?
No,
it doesn't matter if you're beyond. Like, I would prefer, as a human, I would prefer someone say to me, hey man, remind me your name, as opposed to just the whole, hey buddy, hey guy. Like, I know we know each other, but I can't think of your name, so this is my awkward way of pretending like I know you when I can't really place you.
I'm pretty good at playing it off because I'm bad with names.
No, you're bad. Like, you think you're good at playing it off. Everybody knows. They know.
Do they know, really?
Yes. And look, I get that a lot too, man. I'm probably not to the degree you do, but just doing a lot of station events, you run into a lot of people, and then it's like...
They know
clients,
you, but you don't...
Yeah, and so it's like, should I know you? You look familiar, but how... Like, I find people respect when you say, hey, look, I know we've met before. Just remind me. And typically, they'll tell me something, it'll trigger, and I'll remember. I'll remember.
I use Coach quite a bit.
That's terrible.
I know.
Baseball guys do Coach for everything.
Yeah.
You, Coogan, Buzzy Heidel, Ronnie, all of you do Coach for everything.
Well,
hey, Coach. What's up, Coach?
Yeah.
Oh, Coach.
Yeah.
Coach. I mean, the variations of Coach as an expression that I've heard from baseball guys. LSU baseball is absurd.
What if I was like, hey, man, how do you spell your name again? Like, I'm trying to – could I go that?
No.
No? He would get it.
He'd be like, B-O-B. Bob. Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Oh, sure. I couldn't remember if it was Bob or if it was Rob. Dope. Anyway. All right. Thank you all for watching, if you're listening, if you're still watching and or listening. By the way, we are sponsorless right now. So if you're a business owner and you want to sponsor the Riot Podcast, feel free. In the meantime, we're going to take the liberty to shout out businesses that we like Ascension Fence and Deck. My brother-in-law, Jeff Delafano, owns Ascension Fence and Deck. You need a fence, a deck, an outdoor kitchen. They do awesome work. And he's also got Ascension Fence and Deck supply. So if you are a contractor, let Jeff shop for you to see if he can find your materials. Nails, fasteners, anything, wood, lumber. See if you can find it cheaper than what you're paying currently from your supplier. The worst thing that can happen is he goes and shops and says, hey, man, you got a good price right now. Stick with it.
But he can get all that stuff.
Dude, gets
it all.
Dude, he found I'll give you an example. He was telling me about, and this is what sparked this in me. He was telling me about a client of his, and he was searching for this box of nails. He found this box of nails for this guy $18 cheaper than what he was paying per box. And so you go $18, well, it's $18, but $18 times
1,000 boxes.
The volume you do in a month or a year becomes significant bottom line. So that's just nails. Think about everything else, lumber, fasteners, anything. So if you're a contractor, you know a contractor, and you want to maybe think you can save and help on that bottom line, Ascension Fence and Deck Supply. Shout him out. Call Jeff over at Ascension Fence and Deck. Tell him that Matt told you to call too, by the way. All right, LSU baseball. We found out Cole Henry's out for the Arkansas series. Reaction?
Not good. I mean, you really don't have a guy there for Friday night. He wasn't the guy that was even supposed to be there Friday night. So it's like you're going maybe second, third, fourth option for the Friday night guy, and then everything kind of pushes back Saturday and Sunday as well. I don't know that they can win the series without Cole Henry throwing. Somebody's going to have to do something extraordinary that hasn't happened this year. I think they've got the talent for somebody to step up and do it, but man, it hurts. Not having him there really hurts.
Not having Cole Henry hurts.
Well, you didn't hear what else I said?
Yeah, all that other stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I agree. Look,
the second, third, fourth option. I mean,
they're not winning the Arkansas series if they go with the same rotation: Hilliard, Walker, Marceau. If that's the rotation they take to Arkansas, they're probably getting swept.
That's the one they're taking. Who out of those three, who can win?
None of them.
I think your best chance to win is Sunday, and that's assuming. Well,
not with Marceau.
He's been Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
He has.
Marceau.
No, I'll give you because we haven't seen good Marceau. We've never seen him extend deep into a ball game. I'll give you the option they have. It's Eric Walker, because as a freshman, Eric Walker went to Fayetteville and threw a complete game shutout, and he's been the guy that's been Jekyll and Hyde. He's had 2 weeks ago. He had against Alabama. He had a career high 9 strikeouts. He was awesome. It comes back and can't get through 4 against Ole Miss. Sorry,
2 different teams though.
I get it.
Yeah, and I don't think
I get it.
His stuff. This is my point. His stuff doesn't scare me at all.
I know. But when he's locating,
at least Marceau's stuff.
But Ryan,
plays.
we haven't seen that.
I haven't seen he had a chance though.
But here's the thing with Marceau.
I don't think Hilliard. I don't.
All right, here's the thing. My opinion on the matter, and I've already shared this on a bunch of platforms. I'll do it here again, and I'll get your take. My opinion is Hess has to go back to the rotation, and you've got to go Hess, Hilliard, Walker, because we've seen Hess be a dominant Friday night guy. We've seen Hilliard last year be a dominant Saturday guy. Mm-hmm. We've seen Walker 2 years ago be a dominant Sunday guy. We've seen each of those guys in that role have success at this level. We haven't seen any of them have success in any other role. We've not seen Hilliard be a dominant Friday night guy. We've never seen Walker be a dominant number 2, and we haven't seen Walker Marceau do anything in conference play so far. So in my opinion, if you want to give yourself a chance to win this series, as fun as it was to watch Wild Things, Zack Hess, all that stuff again, he has got to go back into the rotation.
Yeah, 100%. And
you agree?
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. There's no other option. Last weekend, and let's get into what happened last weekend in a minute, but I want to touch on the deal with Hilliard for a second. And this is why I don't like him pitching Friday night. Who's the most dominant closer in the history of baseball?
Mariano Rivera.
Without a doubt, no question about it, okay? And he threw a cutter.
Yeah.
Okay. Exclusively.
That's all he threw, one pitch.
May throw a four-seamer every once in a while or a breaking ball, but I would say 95% of the time it's cutter. The reason why he was dominant is he's facing hitters one time. And it's a pitch that you're not used to as a righty, the ball going away from you on a flat plane. The second and third at bats, as Hilliard goes deep into the game, hitters get used to that. You don't want that guy starting a game. Yes, he's got a great breaking ball. And they talk about how good his curveball is. You know what the breaking ball does? The same thing the cutter does. It's going away from the bat. I don't like him starting. I don't like him starting Friday night. I think he is a phenomenal second in relief, maybe eighth inning guy, because it changes the hitter's eye level, and it's something that they haven't seen the entire game. You throw a Cole Henry throwing a sinker that's going into the righties, and then next thing you know, you got Hilliard throwing the cutter that's going away from the righties. That's a recipe for success. But now, if I'm a hitter and I get to see Mikael Hilliard twice, I'm going to get him. If I get to see him 3 times, he's in trouble. Now, one at bat, it's going to be tough for me to adjust there.
What do you like about Hess, though, going back to the rotation?
He's been there before, and he's got the stuff to do it. He's beat frontline starters. We saw him do it last year. You saw him going to get some of the best pitchers in the country, and he goes out there and he can beat them. Now, the numbers early on in the year haven't been what we'd like them to be, but, I mean, he's done it before. And you've been pushing this narrative the entire season, and you are 1,000% correct. There's not a better option. Cole Henry proved that he was a good option, and they slid him up there, and he performed. Prior to Cole Henry, you have Jaden Hill that proves he can do it. You slide him in there, he performs. Unfortunately, both of these guys are on the shelf. Like, who else do you have? I think Vittmeyer could possibly do it, but his numbers are bad. Now, he's got great stuff. He doesn't have great numbers. So, man, Zack Hess is the guy. He's the guy that has to take the ball Friday night. The worst thing that can happen, you go out there and you lose Friday night, and then it kind of deflates everything. You run through your bullpen. Is it fair to say Hilliard's probably not going to go 5?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now you get into the bullpen. Now Hess has to throw 55 pitches, and he's wasted for the rest of the season or the rest of the year game. You can't bring him in the 8th or 9th and have him fresh for Saturday or Sunday. Like, he puts you in a compromised position. So I need a guy there that can give me some innings, man. If you can get me to 5 or 6, that's – and look, sometimes you just punt on the game. Like, it may get to a point where you're like, we're not going to win this one.
That's what they did on Thursday against Florida. Remember, they got down, and Paul said, let's just get through this and give ourselves a chance. And they did. They came back and won the series. But you had Cole Henry. You had Cole Henry in game 2. To your point about the better option, if you had Cole Henry healthy, I would be perfectly fine with starting Cole Henry on Friday, with going Mikael Hilliard on Saturday and Eric Walker on Sunday, because we've seen each of them in those roles. If they're bullish on Marceau and you want to keep running him out there, I guess we can have that conversation. But for the most part, I would think that's your best option. But if you wanted to go Henry, Walker, Marceau, I'd be open to that. But I still think Hilliard has shown you that he can be a starter and have success in the SEC. Although I think similar to Hess, I think we can agree Hess's best option is at the back of a bullpen. Mm-hmm. That's where he's going to make his money at the next level. And I agree with you on Hilliard. But where do you need them now? How can they best help this team now? Right. And it's not in the bullpen.
I don't know that I agree on Hilliard. I just think there's got to be another guy on the staff that can go out there and do what he's been what he's done. I don't know.
I saw Mikael Hilliard last year go to Vanderbilt and allow 1 run over 7 innings.
I get it.
I've seen him do that. Mm-hmm. I'm with you. I'm in complete agreement with you on the fact that it's the same reason why when you get through the lineup a second time against Hilliard, he starts to struggle for exactly the reasons you're saying. It's tougher for him to mix pitches. But the way he gets through games is when his breaking ball is working, he gets swings and misses, or he induces weak contact because he's tough to square up when the breaking pitch is working. But some days it's feast and famine. Some days he's great for 3 innings, and then it falls off a cliff. And sometimes he can get through a lineup a couple of times. But my point is, like, at least I've seen him do that. I know he can perform on that stage. I don't know if Marceau can do it. I don't know if Vetmeyer can do it. I don't know if Chase Costello can do it.
That's another one. There's great arm and great stuff. Like you have to. I don't know if you extend that guy earlier in the year to make sure he gets some innings. Like I don't know. The whole pitching staff has been put in a really, really tough spot, and you're asking guys to do things, that they're not good at. And I say not good at. They're good at them. They're just not. It's not the best spot for them. I mean, the pitching staff's in a tough spot.
We'll do Kick Rocks in a bit, and I want to make sure we get to Ask Us. We're on a little bit of an abbreviated time frame. Normally go an hour. We're going to go 45 minutes today because the studio is going to be occupied here in about 25 minutes. But one more thing that I wanted to ask you about, and I got asked, actually Stephen Miller, who's watching, asked me this question this morning, and asked it kind of sarcastically, but I mentioned I would ask it to you because I do want an answer to this. So a big narrative this year has been the fact that LSU has struggled against left-handed pitching. And that's not a narrative. That's actually a fact. Like the numbers bear that out. Now, some of them have been dominant lefties. Like Zach Thompson from Kentucky is a projected top half of round 1 guy. Asa Lacy could be 1-1 next year. I mean, they've seen John Doxakis from A&M. They've seen some awesome lefties. They've also struggled with Eli Finney, the guy who had an ERA of 8 from Southern, who no-hit him through 7 innings. So LSU, the reason I asked, they play Louisiana Tech tonight, depending on when you're listening to this. It's Tuesday as we're recording this, May the 7th. They play Louisiana Tech tonight, and they're going to face a senior lefty who's got an ERA north of 5. And the question was about, getting somebody from around town who can throw left-handed BP. If you would just, because I obviously never played in college or the pro, when you all were practicing and you knew you were going to face a lefty, how would that work with, like, who threw you BP? Like, just walk me through what a schedule would be like through batting practice.
Yeah, I mean, everything would be geared toward the starting pitcher that day. So Dan Canterbury was a giant asset in that regard when we were at LSU. Every professional team that I had somebody on staff that could throw left-handed. There was a situation in the minor leagues, and I believe it was when I was in West Tennessee in AA, where we actually had a front office guy who was like, in sales, who pitched in high school and threw left-handed, came down and threw us BP.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, because none of the
story.
Yeah, I mean, it changes so much, the angle in which the ball comes out. I'm going to tell you where it really changes. The difference is a lefty's ball naturally tails away from righties, which essentially would be tailing into lefties. And it's a different feel. I mean, you want to replicate as much as you can pregame to what's getting ready to happen in the game. I don't know. Is it legal for somebody that's not on staff to go out there and throw?
No, that's the problem. So, like, if you're in an analyst role, you can't actually be, on the field with the team. So that's the tough part.
What about if you're a student?
Right, like
an LSU student.
You'd have to have someone on the roster. Like, you can't just bring someone in off the street to do that. But you know what's odd, though? Now to say that, Lewis Coleman came in through a sim game when Gavin Dugas was coming back from injury. Because there was a picture of it that went around. So it's like, if you could get Lewis Coleman out there to do that, like, couldn't you just get
Brian Tallett?
Yeah, like, couldn't you just get someone? Is Brian around town? Like, yeah. I saw his kid attraction. So, like, couldn't you just go get someone out there? It's a great question. I mean,
you would want that, man. You're at a giant disadvantage if you don't have someone. I tell you what, and you and I spoke about this a couple weeks ago. Why not have Cabrera go, not throw hard. I'm not saying throw gas.
Just a lefty, yeah.
He could just throw BP.
Get behind the L screen and
just... why not? Or what other left-handed throwers? Duplantis, left-handed thrower. I mean, I don't think that's a terrible idea, to have one of those guys go out there and just toss it. It's not like you're throwing hard.
I'm with you on Cabrera because he's been a pitcher and he could throw it. I mean, he could get over the plate and manage. But it's also
in batting practice. You're much closer too. So it's not like it's 60 feet 6 inches getting on a fastball. I mean,
it's also devastating though if you were to take one back up the middle. I mean, I get it, you're behind the L screen, but accidents do happen, and what if? You know what I mean? So is it worth that risk? Maybe it is.
I think it is.
Okay. I would defer to you completely on that, man. But at this point, the reality is what it is. Like, their average is bad against lefties, and you're gonna, like, we've seen the story before. You're gonna see it again tonight. And now the one thing though that is counter, and you know what? While I got you, I want to ask you about this while we're on the topic. The one thing that's different now as opposed to say 3 weeks ago. Saul Garza is a bat, and that's a right-handed bat.
Correct.
Gavin Dugas, another right-handed bat in the line. That's two guys now who are competent from the right side that you could put in the lineup either in a starting role or a DH role. Like if you want to start Broussard at second, DH Dugas, you could do that and have Garza catch. Now you've got three guys in the lineup that you feel like can go, and that adds righties to the lineup.
Yeah, I mean, before that, what righty was actually going to scare a left-handed pitcher? So it was that lefty-lefty matchup throughout. That's a great point.
Last week, because I want to expand on Garza here for a second. Last week, you said he's close. And the way you brought it up, or maybe it was 2 weeks ago, the way you brought it up, you said, look, when he was swinging and missing, at those breaking pitches, now he was grounding out on the left side of the infield, but you were talking about his timing getting close. Okay, now 3 weekends in a row, Garza's homered.
Yes.
Here's the super impressive thing to me, and then I'll shut up and let you talk about Garza. He homered against Florida to the right center power alley. He homered against Alabama. He pulled one off the scoreboard in left field. And then on Sunday against Ole Miss, he homered to dead center at the box, which is 405. And, brother, I've watched a lot of games in that park. There are not many humans that have hit a ball out dead center at the box, especially with a crosswind going left to right. I mean, he's all of a sudden raised his average 40 points. He's in the 220s now. And 6 at-bats on Sunday against Ole Miss, no strikeouts. Like, he's seeing the ball, and now you're going, oh. It took him 3 months, but this is what they were recruiting.
Right. Yeah, no, look, and I can tell you exactly what he's done. He's allowed the ball to get to him, and we call it, backing up the baseball. And so rather than going out to it and trying to hit it with your body, you almost essentially want to let it get as deep as you possibly can. And look, full disclosure, like I told him, try to get jammed. Like good hitters get jammed. Bad hitters run out of bat. I mean, think about this. Anytime a right-handed hitter has a bad at-bat or hits a bad ball, generally it's a rollover ground ball to the third baseman or shortstop. Very rarely do you see righties consistently get their doors blown off, get jammed. They may get jammed once or twice, and then kind of correct it. But like Garza, for instance, at first he's swinging and missing at the breaking ball because he's way out in front. Then he backs it up just a touch. Now you're getting that rollover ground ball. That's consistent, okay? Now he backs it up just a touch more. I'm talking, an inch or two. And the ground ball that was rolled over, which I would call running out of bat or running out of barrel, now that he's backed it up an inch, he's able to drive that ball to right field, center field, and then the pulled homer, to left field. It opens up the plate. Essentially all he's done is stay on his backside and let the ball travel. And the way I teach it to guys, it's simple. Like, it's okay to get jammed. We talk about Jeter all the time just because I know you love the Yankees and I love Derek Jeter. Like, Derek Jeter got a lot of hits by getting jammed.
Dude, he lived by punching the ball over the second baseman.
That's right. And then his 3,000th hit was the homer?
It was a homer.
On the 3,000th hit, guy hangs a changeup and he pulls a home run. Now, I promise you, I don't know this because I haven't talked to DJ about this, but I promise you.
DJ.
Yeah, my bad. I mean, that's what friends talk calling that.
Like you're his boy.
Yeah, I mean, no big deal.
You and Jonna, then DJ and Hannah. Y'all go to the Hamptons for the weekend and hang out.
The captain. You know what I mean?
El Capitan. Yeah. Knew it.
I promise you he was thinking right field. I know he was. He was thinking right field. Guy threw a changeup. He caught it out in front of the plate a touch, and it was a home run. So for Garza, their mindset has to be right center field. And my message to him is, I want you to hit home runs because you're a power hitter. You're not at LSU because you hit singles. You're not me. You're a guy that drives the ball, so you need to drive the damn baseball. But I want you to drive it over the right center field wall. So set your sights that way. Because if you do that and the guy flips you a curveball, which he will, instead of you swinging and missing or rolling over a ground ball, if you're focused the other way, now you catch that ball in the barrel and it goes off the scoreboard against Alabama.
Yep. We'll do Kick Rocks in a second. Tell people about John Theriot Realty.
This is big. I mean, this is a big thing that's going on right now. I don't know if you guys have heard. My wife is now a real estate agent.
How about that?
Super fired up for her. So jonna.agent225.com. That's her website, Matt. If you're looking to buy or sell, you can go to jonna.agent.225, or you can email her. Ready?
Why don't you spell Jonna?
JOHNNAH.agent225.com. Or email her at jonnarealtor@gmail.com. Or just like Darren James, because that's who she's working with, you can call her on her cell phone.
How about it?
225-978-6348. If you're buying or selling, looking to buy or sell, possibly interested in buying or selling, give my wife a call. Jonna.agent225. Call Jonna Theriot.
Jonna.agent225.com. Part of Darren James and Associates, powered by eXp Realty. Again, you can reach Jonna directly, 978-6348, 978-6348. We are sponsorless, so we're just shouting out the companies that we love. Ryan's wife, Jonna's a realtor, working with Darren James, shouting her out. My brother-in-law, Jeff, owns Ascension Fence and Deck. You need a fence, a deck, an outdoor kitchen, shout out Ascension Fence and Deck. And if you're a contractor, Ascension Fence and Deck Supply. They'll get you all of your supplies. Yeah.
So you could buy a house from Jonna.
Yeah.
Then go get Jeff to redo the fence and the deck.
The fence, the deck, build you an outdoor kitchen.
And he does the outdoor kitchens too.
Concrete. Like when we redid our back patio and everything.
He did all.
When we moved in our house, the people who lived there before just had like these brick pavers all over the place. It's very uneven. Had grass, weeds that would all grow up through it. It bothered Erica to no end. So they came out. They did Coolcrete. It's gorgeous. The house has a pool, so that the whole thing needs to kind of be redone. They redid a brick wall behind the pool, replastered the pool, did the whole thing, the whole kit and caboodle. It was awesome.
And so you got to do that because at some point you may sell it.
Right. All about resale value.
Get it.
And then you call Jonna.
And she sells it.
And she sells it.
This works.
That's how it works. Do we want we got about 14 minutes. We're going to get to Ask Us. And there's already some questions for you. Do you want to do Kick Rocks? Do you have Kick Rocks?
I got a few.
Okay, well, you know what? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to do Kick Rocks. And then after Kick Rocks, we will then we'll do a little Ask Us. You can get your questions in for Theriot, and we'll do Ask Ryan next.
It's now time to Kick Rocks with Ryan Theriot.
Kick rock.
Kick Rocks.
NBA can kick rocks because they're so dang sensitive.
What are you looking at? Kick Rocks.
As a matter of fact, the NFL can kick rocks too.
We've got rocks. You know what to do.
In that case, then Matt's going to have to kick rocks.
Now let's see if Ryan Theriot actually prepared for this week's segment.
I'm going to tell myself to kick rocks.
Get on down the road and kick rocks.
Every Major League Baseball team can kick rocks.
Oh, wow.
Every general manager and every owner, anyone that makes personnel decisions for Major League Baseball, you can kick rocks.
Why?
A former Cy Young Award winner who's healthy, by the way.
This again.
Who's healthy, by the way, is still sitting at home on principle.
Former Cy Young Award winner.
Pay the guy. He deserves the money. Pay the guy. He can pitch. He's healthy. He's good. He can win.
Former
Why
Cy
is he
Young.
sitting at home? It's collusion. I don't like it. He should have a job. It's bull. Dallas Keuchel is sitting at home. It's a joke. Every one of you teams that haven't signed him, y'all can kick rocks. The guy can pitch. That was good. I like the claps. Did you do
that was inadvertent. Do you have another one, or you want me to go?
Well, I like the claps.
Okay. Donald Trump's got to kick rocks.
What did he do?
Well, I am not in any way a political person. I don't care. I don't care who you voted for. I don't care who you vote for next time. I don't care about what you think about liberal or Democrat or Republican or conservative. I don't care. I don't care at all. This is not in any way a political statement. But yesterday, Donald Trump gave Tiger Woods the Presidential Medal of Freedom. It's the highest civilian honor. And that's great, right? But watch this if you would, Paul. Donald Trump is putting the medal on Tiger Woods. God darn it, I hate this bleeping computer. Okay, here we go. Now watch it. Watch. Here it goes with the medal. And, how about that? Your boy has the medal twisted on his neck. So now Tiger Woods has to go talk to the people and make this address. And all these photographs are taken. And the medal, like not the medal itself, what would you call it? Like the
lanyard?
Well, it's not really a lanyard, but whatever. The strap,
the piece
right?
of strap thing.
The piece of cloth that attaches the medal it's all twisted because he twisted it when he hooked it. And so anyway, when they went to take a family photo later, Tiger Woods' mother actually had the presence of mind to notice that the medal was twisted. So before they took the picture, she fixed the medal. But Donald Trump, I mean, you
better than that.
You got to clean it up, man. If you're going to be putting medals on people and everything, I mean, you just got to make sure that, look, here's the photo of Tiger. Wait, I got it right here. Here's the photo of Tiger's mom. Where is it? I got it. Hold on. Here you go. See, Tiger's mom then went and fixed the medal before they took their photograph together. So thank goodness for attentive moms. She noticed that was not right, and so she fixed his medal for him before they started the photographs. But, Mr. President, I mean, got to clean that up, man. If you're going to be putting medals on people, you got to make sure that thing's not twisted. It seems like an honest mistake, but just need a little more attention to detail. So Donald Trump can kick rocks for that.
So,
how many people do you think are going to be in my inbox now? Hey, man, you liberal commie! Get on Donald Trump! I'm not hating on Donald Trump, okay? At all. I don't hate Donald Trump. I don't love Donald Trump. I don't care about Donald Trump. I don't care about politics. I subscribe to the ignorance is bliss mantra. I don't care. But if you're going to be putting medals on people, you need to get those medals straight, so kick rocks.
Speaking of wardrobe fails, OBJ can kick rocks. I mean...
Okay. I saw it, man.
What's our guy doing?
I saw it. At the Met Gala?
So he's at the Met Gala.
Hold on,
it's really good, raising money, like whole thing. And it's who's who, but I mean, it kind of is.
Wait.
That's him.
Look,
right?
wait. It's him and Saquon. Look.
All right,
what are you doing?
Saquon's got on sliding shorts. It looks like. He legit looks like he's wearing boxer briefs.
What are you doing?
And he's got his man parts sticking out.
Oh, no.
My boy Odell's got the tux.
Is that like a skirt?
He's wearing a skirt.
Oh, my God.
It's a skirt.
And a vest with no sleeves.
He cut the sleeves off his tux.
Cut the sleeves off his tux shirt.
And he's wearing a skirt to his knees.
So for those listening and you can't see, Odell, tux shirt, bow tie, tux vest,
pocket square,
but he's cut the sleeves off of his shirt, no jacket, and he's wearing a skirt instead of pants.
It is so bad. Fail. Kick rocks.
Fail.
I got one more.
Okay.
Clemson football can kick rocks. They get these quarterbacks, man, every single year, and then they just got the big freak show guy. Come on, man. It's not. At what point is
What's his name? Ukulele or something?
Yeah.
Ukadoozy?
Yeah.
Showing a Bobby?
Something like
He's
that.
like a dual threat, sport
baseball,
guy.
football.
Yeah.
He's a giant. Throws the ball 1,000 yards and throws.
Shimmalashami, whatever his name is.
That's it, yeah.
How'd you get that kid to go all the way out to Clemson, South Carolina? I know you win, right?
It's like every year, though. They get another guy, and then they sit there and they train. It's just not fair, man. I think kick rocks.
All right, we got about 5. Oh, I got one more. The Warriors and the Rockets can both kick rocks.
This is a weak series, man.
I did not watch a minute of the first 3 games. I turned on yesterday. It was in the second quarter, and I saw James Harden flop. I saw the Warriors flop. I saw Harden draw a foul, and then everyone in the arena is booing. I'm like, you know what you have here? You have 2 antagonists going against each other. You've got 2 villains going against each other, and nobody knows what to do. And their fan bases are both insufferable because they both keep just wanting fouls for their floppers, and they both feel entitled to their flop calls, and it's just miserable to watch. Like, I have no desire to watch this at all.
Chris Paul is the worst.
James Harden's worse than Chris Paul.
James Paul is bad. Chris Paul is bad. Like,
They're
he
all
did
bad,
twice.
man. They got to quit, man. It's terrible.
What ends up happening is Draymond drops 50 every game because he's the only one that scored. It's a brutal series.
Terrible series. All right, we're going to do Ask Us. So if you want to get your questions in for Theriot or me, you can do that. If you're watching on the Facebook Live, hit us up on Facebook Live here. Ask Ryan, ask me, ask us, whatever you want about anything. You want to give one more shout-out to John at Theriot Realty?
Yeah, man. I'd love to do that.
Do that, then we'll get our questions. We got 6 more minutes.
My wife's a real estate agent. She's just getting started, okay? And we're fired up about this thing. If you're looking to buy or sell, you can go check her out at jonna.agent225.com. Looking to buy or sell a home, or email jonnarealtor@gmail.com. That's JOHNNAH.agent225.com if you're looking to buy or sell.
All right, if y'all got questions, let's get to it. Ask us. You can ask me. You can ask Theriot. Anything about anything. Let's see if we can get to it. There were some good ones in here. I just got to scroll back into the comments and find them now. Shelby says, ask Ryan, what's next year's recruiting class look like for baseball? Any studs we need to look forward to seeing?
Every single year, yeah. This place has just been a recruiting machine for years and years and years. You got a couple of local kids coming in. Alex Milazzo from Zachary, who I really like. You got Cade Doty from Denham Springs. Shortstop, who I'm extremely high on, both traction kids. And so let's start there.
Ask Ryan, how often do current LSU players go to traction when they're slumping?
I think to have a voice, something to bounce stuff off of, is super important at some point, and it just depends, man. And you say how often? I mean, it really just depends on the situation, and like I said, to have somebody you can throw some thoughts at, and it's been cool.
Eli Bro, ask Ryan. That was a very thoughtfully evasive answer. Eli Bro, ask Ryan, who wins the LHSAA baseball championships this weekend?
Let's see. I gotta say Catholic High is gonna get that victory.
Hey.
Yep. I think U-High is probably gonna get that victory. Baton Rouge. Although the U-High we got a U-High Parkview matchup. It's gonna be interesting. Parkview's coming. They're back.
Okay.
Parkview's back. It's gonna be interesting.
By the way, AJ Holland shouted out my brother-in-law Jeff at Ascension Fence and Deck Supply. Said he just saved me $1,000 on cedar fence slats. So I'm talking about, man, if you're a contractor, like, let him see if he can give you a better price than your current supplier. And if he can't, okay, well, at least you know you're paying a fair price. And if he can, increase your bottom line. So if you're a contractor, you know a contractor, Ascension Fence and Deck or Ascension Fence and Deck Supply. Call Jeff and the gang over there. Let's see. Ask Ryan, would you be the next LSU baseball hitting coach?
No.
Why not? Why not?
Well, I haven't graduated college yet, so I'd have to be a grad
No,
assistant.
you don't do that.
You don't have to?
Well, you don't have to have a degree.
No, I don't think so. I mean, maybe. I don't know. Depends. Is that good? Hey, ask me the question again.
Ryan, would you be the next LSU baseball hitting coach?
It just depends.
Okay. Ask us, the Browns or the field in the Super Bowl?
Field.
Greedy Colin, just saying. Did she lick a napkin and wipe some gunk off his face too? I don't know what that's about. Oh, is that about Odell's mom with the Met Gala?
Tiger's mom, probably.
Tiger's mom. That's it. Carl the Cat said, amen, Riot. OBJ, that's embarrassing.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think Cabrera has had a disappointing season? That's from Joel Cunningham.
I think disappointing to his standards. I don't think the season itself overall has been bad. I mean, hovering around 300. He's got team lead in homers. I don't know, man. I think the approach isn't where it needs to be for him. What made him good for a long time was dominating the opposite field. He could always flip a hit out to left field, and I just haven't seen him do that a whole lot this year. A lot of swings and misses, which is uncharacteristic. And, you have to be a good hitter before you can hit for power consistently. And losing the focus on the hit side of the whole thing, it causes problems.
Ask Ryan if that gum is good.
Love it. Yeah, it's better than a dip. You see, I'm trying.
I'm good. Good for you, bro. I love it. I'm serious. Yeah. Ask Ryan, is Ryan going to get in his lowrider caddy after the show with his plain white tee?
Wish I had a low rider caddy.
It'd be kind of awesome. I'd go for a ride in there too, man. I'd ride shotgun.
Yeah.
Cool.
Some spokes, some Daytons, maybe hydraulics on the
I don't know what all that means. Ask us what's worse, fouling a ball off your ankle or getting hit by a pitch in the forearm.
The initial pain of the ankle is like nothing else. The forearm probably lingers a little bit more.
Adam, do you think Maurice Hampton, will be drafted high enough to not come to LSU?
I don't think so.
Or I saw Keith Law's mock had him yesterday at 24 overall to Cleveland.
I think the football piece of this whole deal is gonna play.
Do you know him?
Yeah, I know him.
Okay. All right, we'll talk about that more next week then, because that's super interesting. All right, ask us, is this season the most underwhelming compared to expectations?
It's pretty underwhelming.
Ask us, just had my 20-year reunion at McKinley. Do either of you go to yours? If so, is it to catch up or rub some things in people's faces? We've only had my 20 will be in 2020. I graduated in 2000, so I'm not. So next year about this time, I'll go to my 20 year. But I'll go. Absolutely, I'll go. I love Calicut.
Yeah,
love
but
my classmates.
not to rub anything in anybody's
Just go
face.
see my friends and
see faces.
See people. Yeah, for sure. You?
Yeah, we had one at Broadmoor at Don Carter's Bowling Alley.
Did you really?
It was awesome. It was epic.
It's phenomenal.
I think that was 15, maybe 10 or 15. I think it was 15.
So proud of you.
Yeah, and they wanted to do a cruise, so I don't know. That could be
shout out.
A bunch of BHS grads on a cruise, bro.
I love that.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd do that.
Oh, we got to bounce.
Go.
John at Theriot Realty. Yep. 978-6348. That's John's direct line. Ryan's wife's a realtor working with Darren James. Her website, jonna.agent225.com, JOHNNAH, jonna.agent225.com, or you can call her at 978-6348. And Ascension Fence and Deck and Ascension Fence and Deck Supply. Call Jeff at 268-9459, 268-9459, ascensionfenceanddeck.com. They're also on Facebook as well. And if you are a contractor, Ascension Fence and Deck Supply, let them shop to see if they can get you your materials, everything from wood and fasteners and nails, anything. See if they can get it for you cheaper than you're currently paying. Help that bottom line. That's going to do it for us. Paul, thanks. See you next week.